Who is Rebecca Coriam? How did she disappear? Accident, crime, mysticism. What really happened? In the early hours of March 22, 2011, Rebecca Coriam, a young and vibrant crew member on the Disney Wonder cruise ship, vanished without a trace. Her disappearance has since become one of the most perplexing mysteries in maritime history, sparking debates over safety, security, and the legal complexities of international waters. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss new stories. And also, write a comment what story you would like to hear next. Rebecca Coriam, born on March 11, 1987 in Chester, England, grew up in a close-knit family passionate about travel and adventure. Her career on the Disney Wonder cruise ship was a perfect fit for her vibrant personality and love for working with children. Before joining the crew, Rebecca completed her studies in sports science at Liverpool Hope University and worked at Disneyland Paris, where she gained experience in entertaining and caring for young guests. In June 2010, Rebecca's dream of working at sea became a reality when she was hired by Disney Cruise Line. She was assigned to the Disney Wonder, a ship that sails along the picturesque coasts of Mexico and the Bahamas, providing entertainment and care for families and children. Rebecca's role on the ship was as a part of the youth activities team, where she was responsible for organizing and leading children's activities on board. Her time on the Disney Wonder was marked by positive experiences, with colleagues and guests frequently noting her infectious enthusiasm and dedication to her job. Rebecca's family in England remained in close contact with her through emails and phone calls, sharing in her adventures and new experiences at sea. In the early hours of March 22nd, Rebecca was captured on the ship's CCTV. The footage, time-stamped around 5:45 a.m., showed her in the crew area, speaking on one of the ship's internal phones. During this call, Rebecca appeared visibly distressed. She was seen wearing men's clothing, a detail that some have found puzzling, and after the phone call, she walked away from the area. This footage is the last confirmed sighting of Rebecca. Rebecca was scheduled to work that morning but failed to report for her shift. Her absence raised immediate concern among her colleagues, leading to a search of the ship. When initial efforts to locate her on board were unsuccessful, the ship's crew alerted the Mexican Coast Guard, initiating a broader search operation. The search for Rebecca Coriam involved multiple parties, including the Disney Wonder's crew, the Mexican Coast Guard, and later, other international maritime authorities. Despite extensive efforts to find her, no physical evidence of Rebecca's whereabouts was discovered. The vastness of the Pacific Ocean and the complexity of conducting a search in international waters made the operation particularly challenging. The Disney Wonder was allowed to continue its voyage after a brief search, a decision that later faced criticism from those who believed the search was prematurely concluded. The lack of concrete evidence or clues as to Rebecca's fate left her family and friends with more questions than answers. The investigation into Rebecca Coriam's disappearance and the theories that have emerged in its wake have been subjects of controversy and speculation. The investigation into Rebecca's disappearance was led by the Bahamas Maritime Authority, BMA, as the Disney Wonder is registered in the Bahamas. A single investigator from the BMA was sent to conduct the onboard inquiry. This approach to the investigation has been widely criticized for its perceived lack of depth and breadth. Critics argue that the investigation was insufficient for a case of this complexity, involving potential criminal activity or negligence on the high seas. The findings of the BMA investigation were not fully disclosed to the public, but it is understood that the conclusion was that Rebecca was swept overboard by a wave, a theory that her family and many others have found hard to accept, given the lack of direct evidence to support it. Rebecca's family and their supporters have raised concerns about the thoroughness of the initial investigation. They pointed out several issues, including the limited scope of the inquiry, the failure to interview key witnesses, and the quick resumption of the cruise ship's voyage. In response to these concerns, the family hired private investigators and sought assistance from legal and maritime experts to conduct their own review of the case. Several theories have been proposed regarding Rebecca's disappearance, ranging from accidental to more sinister explanations. The official explanation suggests that Rebecca might have been swept overboard by a wave while on the exterior deck of the ship. Skeptics of this theory point to the ship's high railings and the lack of conclusive evidence, such as CCTV footage of such an incident. Some speculate that Rebecca may have been a victim of foul play. This theory is supported by the fact that Rebecca appeared distressed in the last known CCTV footage. However, there is no direct evidence to confirm this theory. There is speculation that Rebecca might have been experiencing personal issues or distress leading up to her disappearance. Some reports suggest she had a conversation about a difficult relationship shortly before she vanished. Yet friends and family have countered this by highlighting her generally positive and upbeat nature. Another theory suggests that there might have been a cover-up by the cruise line or other involved parties to avoid bad publicity or legal complications. This theory is fueled by criticisms of the investigation's handling and the lack of transparency in the aftermath. Despite the various investigations and theories, Rebecca Coriam's disappearance remains unsolved. The absence of definitive evidence has left room for speculation and has drawn attention to broader issues regarding the safety and security of cruise ship employees and the jurisdictional complexities of investigating crimes at sea. The Coriam family continues to seek answers and closure, advocating for changes in maritime law to better protect workers and passengers aboard international cruise ships. One of the most complex aspects of investigating incidents on international cruise ships is the issue of jurisdiction. Ships like the Disney Wonder are often registered under flags of convenience, such as the Bahamas in this case, which means they are subject to the laws of that country, even if the ship is owned by a company based in another country, e.g., the United States, and the incident involves individuals from yet another country. This complicates the investigative process, as the country of registration may not have the resources or inclination to conduct a thorough investigation, and it may limit the ability of the victim's home country to intervene. Employers, including cruise lines, have a legal and ethical duty of care towards their employees. This means they are responsible for providing a safe working environment. The disappearance of Rebecca Coriam raises questions about whether this duty of care was adequately met. Critics argue that the initial investigation was insufficient and that the cruise line should have taken greater responsibility for ensuring a comprehensive investigation was conducted. This includes not only the immediate response, but also the implementation of policies and practices to prevent similar incidents. The disappearance of Rebecca Coriam has spurred advocacy and calls for reform in how maritime incidents are handled. This includes proposals for new laws and regulations to improve safety and security on cruise ships, enhance the rights and protections for crew members, and ensure that families receive the support and information they need in the aftermath of such tragedies. The disappearance of Rebecca Coriam remains an unsolved mystery that has had far-reaching implications for maritime law, safety protocols, and the lives of those she left behind. As the quest for answers continues, Rebecca's story serves as a poignant reminder of the need for transparency, accountability, and enhanced safety measures in the cruise ship industry. Her legacy lives on in the ongoing efforts to ensure that no other family must endure such an agonizing search for the truth. Thank you for watching the video. If you have questions, write them in the comments, and also check out our channel. We have some more interesting videos.